Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining. So, myself, Dr. Manasi Patil from Kolhapur. I'm your host for today, and I welcome you all on behalf of Ignited Minds by PHF to this wonderful series of learning Guruji ke Saath Guruvar that we started on June 2022 under the mentorship of our Guruji, Dr. Liyakat Namole Sir. So this is our lecture number 41, and today I feel very happy to welcome my friend, teacher or guide, I can say. Apart from being a good physician, what I know about Shobha madam is she's a very good person and a very humble and approachable person. So we will welcome Dr. Shobha madam from Mumbai. So I will give a little introduction about her. She is practicing since 33 years now, and she is a content editor of NJH, which is the National Journal of Homeopathy. That is the best journal about homeopathy since the time. She has shared more than 100 cases in the NJH articles and all around. She is a very good speaker as well. She has given seminars, many seminars, and she has a core interest in treating gross pathologies. And the most important thing what I liked about madam is she loves to learn from any faculty, any system of medicine, and she is open to everything. And she likes to share what she learns from everybody. She was basically from the ICR method, and again we met in the predictive homeopathy, and then now she has converted to mind method, and she's giving wonderful results. We will be seeing through her lecture today. So without wasting much time, let us welcome Dr. Shobha Shah madam from Mumbai with a huge round of applause. Welcome, madam.
Welcome, madam. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Welcome, Shobha. Welcome.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Liyakat, sir. Thank you, Manasi. As I was telling Dr. Liyakat, sir, this is a wonderful platform that he has, created of 100 webinars, and this should not stop, and it should keep on growing to 1,000 webinars or even much more, So that is how, because it is like we all have to do our part of things, to grow the homeopathy to its best, because homeopathy has its potential, a lot of potential. And so with this, I think I will start sharing my case today. I'll share a PPT. Yeah, Mansi, can you see the PPT?
Yes,
can you see my screen?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, so I also like this name, Guruji ke Saath Guruvar. It is a wonderful name given to this series. So I'm very grateful to all my teachers at ICR, NJH, Predictive Homeopathy, and the Mind Rubrics method that I'm learning from so many platforms, starting from the founders, Dr. Sehgal sir, then HHF, then ASRH, then HSH, and the Ignited Minds, Dr. Liyakat sir. So all of you participants are also playing a big role in my learning. So I feel that it is my gratitude, to share whatever I have learned. So that is how I am here. So I'll be sharing a case. It is a case of a 13-year-old male patient. Now the topic of this is the child who is having a behavioral problem. Now, as we know that every pathy has some scope and some limitations. Now, similarly, this case, what I have selected today is because it is going on a social media platform, it will show the scope of homeopathy. What I have seen during my practice, that there are a lot of behavioral complaints which people are not even aware, that homeopathy can help to this, or even any other pathy can help, or in what way the child can be helped in if they have this type of difficulties. And that is what was the dilemma of this mother also who brought this patient. So before she brought the patient, she actually came to me asking for, my child has this type of problem, and can homeopathy help? Because she had seen her neighbor being helped in some of her behavior complaints. So, and then I told her, yeah, you bring him, we will do and try our best, to help him out. So that is how this patient came to me. Actually, patient also had a lot of acne. So mother brought to him because otherwise she was finding it very difficult to bring him. And the child's interest was in his acne, getting treated, because he's 13-year-old teenager. So mother brought him for his acne. But in less than 30 seconds, mother came to the other complaints, that where she wanted to focus. Now, we as a homeopath here, I'm not sharing the video case, but I'll try to give you the maximum possible thing what I have understood and what I learned from the case taking also. Because as a homeopath, it is very, very important for us to observe and understand what the patient or the attendant is saying. Because there is nothing that they are saying without reason. At the same time, which thing they are putting importance onto, they are emphasizing onto, that is very important for us, because that will help us to understand what is more pathological in the patient and what needs to be treated, what needs to be attended in the case. Okay, so this mother, she, with the way I told you, that within less than 30 seconds she came that, doctor, this my son, he is very poor in academics and he has no desire to study at all. There is no interest, no concentration, he forgets very much fast, and he has a very poor result. So what happened that even the teacher called the mother and then complained that there is a very poor result on the patient's part, and it is getting very difficult. So mother changed the patient's school, and he shifted him to the school which is one level below where he was earlier, compared to that one level below. The child goes to a normal school. He's not a special child, like he goes to a normal school, but the school which was not academically having a lot of pressure, that type of school, then mother selected and shifted him there. Now, along with this, mother said, it is not only this much, he is poor in academics, but there is something else to him also, that his mind is somewhere else and he doesn't pay attention to whatever is going on. पता नहीं वो अपनी दुनिया में कहाँ खोया रहता है, क्या होता है, कुछ समझता ही नहीं है. The way she says कि even अभी भी वो हमारे साथ में जब भी बैठा है, तभी पता नहीं कि उसका ध्यान भी हमारे साथ, हम लोग क्या बात कर रहे हैं उस पे है, या उसके दिमाग में और ही कुछ चल रहा है. Also mother said she has observed some अजीब ऐसा activities. डॉक्टर, मैंने देखा है कि वो कुछ अजीब हरकतें करता है. तो क्या करता है, what she says is कि वो भागता है, जंप करता है, चलता है, वो यहाँ से यहाँ पूरा चलता रहता है. वो अभी, meaning when he came to the clinic also, and before he entered my cabin, he was waiting in the waiting room. The mother was waiting in the waiting room, and what happened? This patient he was walking outside the clinic, to and fro. So mother says कि ऐसे चलता रहता है, जंप करता रहता है, और ये समझता नहीं है उसको कि वो कहाँ पे है, क्या है, वो कहीं पे भी, मतलब वो ऐसे चलता है. When this mother, when she goes to the patient's her son's school, the other parents, they complain to mother, what has happened to like your son? Why is he doing like this? Why is he moving like this? मतलब उसका या तो he is absorbed in himself, as if he walks like a drunk, or he is like he moves his neck, वो ऐसे पूरा उसके neck है वो पूरा completely ऐसे move करता रहता है, which is involuntarily कभी भी करता है. When while walking, he is moving his neck, and when he is walking around, if he is sitting with the mother, he was walking outside the clinic. When he is sitting with the mother, He goes inside the kitchen, and then there also again he walks and walks and walks. So mother is saying कि ये ऐसा अजीब क्यों करता है? अगर उसको जंप भी मारना है तो मैं बैठी हूँ, वो सामने जंप मार सकता है ना, वो अंदर जाके ऐसे जंपिंग क्यों करता है ऐसे? और वो जब भी करता है, that time again, like he's smiling also. So people also on the road say that he walks like a drunk, or is he drunk, or is he gone, has he gone insane? मतलब क्या हो गया ऐसे? And mother says वो अपना body भी रगड़ता है. So at the same time, this mother is like, while describing all this, she was finding it very difficult also. She was saying, doctor, क्या बताऊं मैं आपको, कैसे आपको मैं describe करूं? And she's telling the patient also, तुम बताओ क्या हो रहा है तुमको? But the patient was not able to talk much, so he was quiet. और जब when mother is saying and describing him, he is also smiling a bit, ऐसे थोड़ा सा smile करता है, and he looks down. So mother is saying कि ऐसे ही smile करता है, even when he's walking also he is smiling like that, as if he is absorbed. Sometimes ऐसा होता है कि he is absorbed in his own self. Even the teacher complains from the school कि when the teacher is teaching, उसका ध्यान whatever हम पढ़ाते हैं उस पे है कि नहीं ये नहीं पता है, क्योंकि वो उसके अपने आप में ही थोड़ा सा मतलब ये मशगूल रहता है, ऐसे लगता है. And it doesn't matter to, mother says it doesn't matter, उसे कुछ फर्क ही नहीं पड़ता है कि वो कहाँ पर है, उसके आजू बाजू में कौन है ऐसे. Also mother said कि he is 13-year-old, but अगर उसके हाथ में मोबाइल आया तो he will only listen to the songs and he will see the cricket or play cricket, nothing else. Meaning और वो कुछ करता ही नहीं है मोबाइल में, बट सिर्फ वो गाना सुनेगा, क्रिकेट खेलेगा. Otherwise he has no control over himself, on his activities, on his anger, and on whatever, on his eating. तो mother gave an example कि अभी during the lockdown ऐसे हुआ कि I had brought 1 kg of almonds, 1 किलो बादाम लाके रखा था, और 1 महीने के बाद में मैंने देखा तो पूरा बादाम खत्म. तो तभी समझा कि अरे इसने ये सब पूरा बादाम खा लिया मतलब. तो मदर इज सेइंग कि इसको समझता नहीं, ये खाता मतलब ही हैज नो कंट्रोल. तो द चाइल्ड वाज आस्क्ड एंड देन दैट पेशेंट सेड कि नहीं मैं ऐसे मतलब तुम आई आल्सो इंक्वायर्ड कि फिर वो खाना वगैरह बराबर से खाता है कि नहीं, मतलब जो एटलीस्ट हिज मील इज ही हैविंग प्रॉपर्ली, और ही इज हैविंग ओनली सच टाइप ऑफ फूड्स. क्योंकि वो ऐसे जैसे उसने आलमंड्स खाया वैसे ही इफ देयर आर बिस्किट्स, चॉकलेट्स या कुछ भी रहेगा घर में तो वो ढूंढता रहता है कि ओके डब्बा खोल के कहीं पे कुछ खाना मिलता है क्या. So I thought whether he is not eating properly. So mother said no, he is eating his meals properly, but on top of that he is eating all this also. So patient said कि but I eat, but after that after eating अगर मैं चलता हूँ तो फिर वापस मुझे भूख लग जाती है तो मैं फिर खा लेता हूँ ऐसे. And also mother said कि he pays attention to wrong things and bad things more, bad things attract him more. So she gave an example कि there was one family who is staying just next door to them, and in that family the lady who is there, she is a very arrogant type of lady and a very highly angry lady. So whenever that the lady, she comes onto her anger and aggression and all, she speaks anything, so what time पे she abuses, or there are some differences going on in their families. So this patient is coming from a lower socio-economic status. So his home and the neighbor's home and all, they are very, very nearby. So there is hardly only one wall between them. So that is how what the neighbor is also saying. It is very loudly she talks and she gets angry, and that is very easily audible. But still what this patient does is he goes out and then he tries to listen to her, and then mother tries to tell him कि नहीं करना है, तुम घर के अंदर आ जाओ. So what he will do is he will go on, ऊपर ऐसे वो जो मालिया रहता है तो ऊपर से वो सुनने की कोशिश करेगा. He will try to listen from the other end. So what he tries is he tries to listen to her, what is she saying and what is going on in that. Even when coming from the school and all, other road pe, if there are some people who are fighting or if somebody is abusing, so that time he will stand there and he will listen to it. So when I spoke to the patient also, I inquired, and even he said, yes, my mind gets attracted towards the bad things more and not the good things. So I specifically inquired, okay, so what do you call good things? According to you, what is good and what is bad? So he said, doctor, meaning the good thing is studies, and my attention doesn't go on the studies, but my attention easily goes if there are anybody who are fighting or who are abusing or like this. Also, he has no control over his anger. And what happens is that if in the school or anything, if anybody is saying anything, बहुत सारे बच्चे हैं जो उसका नाम भी देते हैं. So कहीं पे either in the school or in the neighborhood when he's playing with the neighbor child also. So वो time पे if there is anything which happens, he gets real aggressive, he gets very angry. And if he's playing a cricket with the neighboring boy, and if he gets out, he will not accept that, okay, he got out. And he will start fighting with that boy. So mother says he doesn't accept his faults. Even during the interview, when the mother was complaining about him, he was refusing like few things, ki nahi, ye main nahi karta, nahi, ye main nahi karta. And that is what mother was saying. Even at home also, if mother is complaining to the father, he will say, no, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it like that. So even at times in his spurt of anger, he abuses and he even hits also. He hits his brother. His brother is elder to him, but he hits him also. Then mother said कि he's doctor, ये 13-year-old बच्चा है, तो उसके ऊपर तो कुछ ना कुछ जिम्मेदारी भी हम छोड़ सकते हैं ना, but हम उसके ऊपर नहीं छोड़ सकते. I cannot leave house and go, कि on his responsibility, चलो ये घर तुम्हारे पे छोड़ के मैं कहीं बाहर गई, ये मैं नहीं कर सकती हूँ. Or I cannot give him any small and big responsibility of the house also. He does not take up that responsibility, or he is not able to, or he is not taking up that responsibility. Also, he is not responsible for his studies also. Like mother says, he is always late for the school and the tuition. So in the morning, he has a morning school. तो morning में mother को उसको 10 बार उठाना पड़ता है. उठाने के बाद भी मतलब वो जल्दी उठेगा नहीं. He will delay waking up. उठने के बाद भी he will take lot of time. He will take 20 minutes to brush his teeth, 20 minutes to bath. Meaning a lot. That is how mother is describing. He takes a lot of time, to get ready, and then उसको late हो ही जाएगा. And when he gets late, he will tell mother कि now you give me a rickshaw, money for rickshaw. Now I want to go by auto. I will, because I am already late. So this is every day, and they are coming from the family where mother cannot afford rickshaw and this every day. At the same time, mother expects him to walk the distance. It is not a very far distance for the school, but because he is getting late every day, so every day he troubles mother. So mother is literally troubled by this child, and so he tells ki this is what happens ki mother is telling ki okay, you this is the problem of the child. So I would really like to have little discussion on this, and want some of you to opine at least ki what have you understood of this child, what is his problem, what is it, and can homeopathy help? Anyone?
Ma'am, good afternoon. I feel this child is not able to focus at all, and there is a concentration problem, and he is distracted, minded. Therefore, he is restless. He can't sit at place. He is doing certain things like walking, jumping, running around, and I think there is no inclination for any mental exertion. He doesn't like. He has no interest in anything. Just I was thinking of Medorinum.
Okay. Okay. Very good. Can you tell me a little bit about the Medorinum? Meaning, why you thought of Medorinum? Because if you are talking about this jumping or the academic, this thing, there would be many group of remedies which would come. And how you thought about Medorinum in this?
Medorinum has it is there in lot many rubrics of learning difficulties like forgetfulness and memory weakness and I don't remember the rubrics exactly, but there are many rubrics about like he can't remember what he has been studying.
Right.
Many times learning disability or some learning difficulties or a lot of forgetfulness and no interest in studies, I feel medorinum comes to mind first.
Very good. Very yes,
I
yes.
haven't searched rubrics, but I feel the medorinum is used in such cases a lot, many times, and it helps a lot.
Yes, yes, definitely. Learning disabilities and the weakness of memory. Yes, yes. Okay. Anybody else?
Good afternoon, ma'am. Hello.
Yes, yes.
Ma'am, I took the rubric behavior problem children in, foolish behavior, restlessness children in, and striking anger from. I got 3 remedies, tuberculinum, tarantula, and bufo. I'm thinking of bufo. Tarantula, he'll be sly. So I'm thinking of bufo because bufo has foolish behavior in it. He smiles. So people also ask whether he's an insane person. He jumps, runs around, does weird activities. So
Okay. And how did you rule out tuberculinum?
tuberculinum also has restlessness, but I really can't say how I ruled out tuberculinum. But I feel more of bufo because it is more foolish.
Okay. 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 Let us see. Anybody else? Anyone else wants to share?
हेलो मैम,
Yes, sir.
मुझे अगेरिस का पिलाया,
हाँ.
अगेरिस मस्कुरिस सब
Okay.
उसका बिहेवियर सब ग्रोटेस्क की है और
हाँ.
टेमेरिटी भी है, डेंजर नो सेंस ऑफ डेंजर.
हाँ. तो यहाँ पे डेंजर नो सेंस ऑफ डेंजर कहाँ दिखा हमको?
कहीं भी चल वो वोट पटांग हरकतें कर रहे हैं.
हाँ. यस यस, उटपटांग हरकतें जरूर कर रहा है, बट ये उटपटांग हरकतें उसको डेंजर में कहाँ लेके जा रही है? When we see the rubric, when we want to apply that rubric, danger, no sense of danger, उसमें वो ऐसी हरकतें करेगा, मतलब कि वो suppose if he is walking on the road, वो देखेगा नहीं. There are some parents who will come and tell us, कि वो अरे देखता नहीं है कि कहाँ से कार आ रही है, and whether he should see on both the sides and then cross the road. वो तो कहीं देखेगा और नहीं और सीधा भागेगा. जब भी वो होगा तो then we can say कि yes, danger, no sense of danger, कि वो ध्यान नहीं रखता है अपने आप का कि वो क्या कर रहा है, वहां से कहीं पे उसको वो डेंजर नहीं. या इफ देयर आर अदर चिल्ड्रन, ये थोड़ा 13 इयर्स का बड़ा है, बट देन इफ देयर आर लिटिल स्मॉलर चिल्ड्रन, तो वो कहाँ से जंप मारेंगे, उनको समझ में नहीं आएगा कि अरे हमको लग जाएगा, मेरा फ्रैक्चर हो जाएगा, कितनी भी हाइट पे जाके वहां से जंप मारेगा. विदाउट हैविंग दैट जजमेंट, that is the time when we can apply the danger, no sense of danger. बट ये पेशेंट में थोड़ा डेंजर, मतलब वो डेंजर वाला इश्यू नहीं है, वो ऐसे भी कहीं पे, इवन इफ ही इज लाइक वॉकिंग स्ट्रेट ऑन द कॉर्नर ऑफ द रोड, ही इज अब्सॉर्ब्ड इन हिज ओन सेल्फ एंड देन ही इज वॉकिंग, लाइक दैट. You got it, sir? डेंजर, नो सेंस ऑफ डेंजर, ध्यान.
यस मैम.
हाँ, क्लियर हुआ ना? हाँ. ओके. एनीबडी एल्स? Okay, so I will tell you ki the way I was telling you in the beginning of the interview ki, what all things we will pay attention to, which in our evaluation, what should come in the higher hierarchy and what should go little down, when we are prescribing and when we are making the totality. तो ये मदर भी है ना जो इंटरव्यू के टाइम पे what she was saying, like she asked me like once or twice कि डॉक्टर आपको समझा ना मैं क्या बोल रही हूँ, मीनिंग मुझे नहीं समझता आपको मैं कैसे समझाऊं. So mother was also finding it very difficult to explain कि अरे ये बच्चा है उसको क्या हो रहा है. Yeah, academic part of course it is easy for everyone to understand. तो वो समझ में आ रहा है कि okay, academics he is very poor at, he is not able to either grasp, he is not able to concentrate and he is not able to remember. तो ठीक है, वो issue, वो part sure and short है. But other than that, there are some other things, जो मदर बोलती है कि एक जो अजीब हरकतें कर रहा है, तो ये क्या अजीब हरकतें कर रहा है। तो उसको लगा कि डॉक्टर आपको समझ में आ रहा है ना मैं जो बोल रही हूँ कि ये जो ऐसे चलता है और इसके लिए कुछ दवाई होती है क्या, वो ऐसे चलेगा, ऐसे जंप करेगा, वो अपने आप में मतलब ये रहता है, उसको आजू बाजू का कुछ समझ में ही नहीं आता है कि आजू बाजू में कोई है नहीं है। वो आपके क्लिनिक के बाहर भी ऐसे ही मतलब चल रहा था, रास्ते पे भी ऐसे ही ये करता है, और वो अपने आप को वो रगड़ता है। तो आपको ये ध्यान में आ रहा है ना मैं क्या बोल रही हूँ। सो लाइक you know what I as a physician observed कि this mother is also finding it a bit difficult to exactly tell what is happening, but at the same time it was something which was very important and we needed to understand it. So I told patient ki, can you bring that video, take the video of a patient and show it to me, like how he is walking and what is he doing. तो मदर से कि अगर मैं वीडियो लेने जाऊंगी ना तो ये मुझे वीडियो लेने नहीं देगा, तो वो बंद कर देगा, सो ही विल नॉट अलाउ मी। तो और एक बार ऐसा हुआ भी कि मदर ने वो वीडियो लिया और उसको समझा, द चाइल्ड डिलीटेड आल्सो, बट आफ्टर दैट आई टोल्ड मदर कि नहीं, आई स्टिल वांट अ वीडियो, तुम एटलीस्ट कोशिश करो कैसे भी। So what she did is she tried to take a video, meaning she just tried to keep the recording on and then kept it in her kitchen and then tried to take the video. So what I observed in the video was that the patient was like literally walking. What was happening was he was getting ready in the morning for his school. So he was, while walking, he's walking here and there. While walking itself, he's wearing his shirt. While walking itself, he's wearing his pant. While walking itself, he's wearing his tie. While walking, then suddenly he starts almost running, like he just runs to, when he pushes the one wall, then he runs and pushes the other opposite wall of the kitchen, like that. He is doing like this and this, and he is almost engrossed in his own self. The way mother was saying, he was engrossed in his own this thing, whatever he was doing, like this. And then the mother was saying ki there is when he does this, there was some smile on this face. And this is what mother was saying ki when he's sitting with me, sometimes like he just gets up and he goes inside and he's doing this video. What she shared was in the morning, like when he was getting ready for the school, but she also shared some other videos that during daytime also, like he does these things. तो can somebody say what is this, ये what is, कुछ इस पे से कुछ भी समझ में आता है, and can we like understand ki what is happening to this child?
Elaborate, ma'am.
Yes.
इसका मैम
Yes sir.
हाँ, delusions walking cannot, delusions walking cannot, run or jump must. इसमें एक ये है late always, और एक इसमें है gesture making automatic. कुछ rubrics और भी हैं, वो ध्यान नहीं आ रही.
Very good, very good, very good. So definitely there are gestures, yes, and this involuntary movements, whatever running and walking, which we can surely take, meaning कहीं पे rubrics में हम ढूंढने की कोशिश करेंगे, and if we can get similar rubrics, it will be very good. But what is happening to him, कि वो एक ऐसे उसको अंदर से एक impulse आता है, वो impulse आता है, he has what I, if anyone wants to share or shall I describe it?
इम्पल्स मॉर्बिडी लग रहा है मैम.
हाँ, तो उसको इम्पल्स आता है. व्हाट इज हैपनिंग इज दिस इज समथिंग लाइक, मीनिंग एक इम्पल्स उसको आता है, विच इम्पल्स के ऊपर उसका कंट्रोल नहीं आ रहा है, एंड ही इज इनटू दैट, एंड ही व्हाटएवर ही इज डूइंग, वो जो कर रहा है वो अपने में ही मस्त होके करता है. आर यू गेटिंग व्हाट आई एम सेइंग?
यस मैम.
Yes, Manasi. तो ये जब ये जो whatever he was saying, doing this ना, so what I felt was कि there was something what is happening, जो मदर के साथ में बैठा है तभी, या कभी क्लिनिक के बाहर है, या कभी वो अपने आप में है तभी भी, what is happening, he gets sudden impulse, he gets up, he goes inside and he just walks. जहाँ पे it is an sort of an involuntary meaning, involuntary meaning it is an action which he is doing, which is an activity जहाँ पे उसको एक थोड़ा सा he also is smiling. It is not something which is producing a stress, but it is something which is where he is possibly getting some pleasure and he is smiling also. अभी कोई कुछ बोलेगा कुछ तो, अगर if any rubric या कुछ अगर ध्यान में आ रहा है, remedy और rubric. मानसी वो 2 डॉक्टर्स जिसने शेयर किया था मेडोरिनम एंड वो बुफू किस व्हाट वाज देयर नेम?
संगीता मैडम shared medorinum.
Do you want to say anything on to this?
No, ma'am, I don't know more. I was thinking of morbid impulse, walk to, run to, but all are different medicines are there. Medo is not there in that.
Okay, and the second other doctor, Mansi, who was that other doctor?
Me, ma'am, Swarna Patil, Dr. Swarna Patil.
Yeah, Dr. Suvarna Patil. So, Dr. Suvarna, can you think about something else from, or can you say what is this? What this child is doing?
No, ma'am. Other than impulse morbid, even I can't think of anything else. Can it be delirium? I don't know. I took delirium actually initially, but then after Sangeeta ma'am shared it is impulse morbid, then I thought it is more of impulse morbid than delirium.
Right. It is more of impulse morbid because delirium में क्या होगा ना? Delirium में you are going on one track and suddenly you will go derail. You know, तो वहां से suddenly आप derail हो जाओगे, तो वो sudden जो difference आता है ना, वो समझ में आता है. In the delirium. वैसा इसमें नहीं दिखा था. It was more like he was absorbed in his own self, you know, and more he was into that morbid impulse uska tha. Okay, so I will share, Mansi, shall I share my understanding?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I will share my understanding and actuality. After that, if anybody wants, then we can discuss about it. Okay. So what I thought about this was like, you know, how mother said कि वो बैठा है, वो मेरे साथ में बैठा है, अगर उसको जंप करना है तो वो खड़ा होता है, उठ के वो अंदर जाता है किचन में और वो करता है. अरे तो डॉक्टर मैं यहाँ पे बैठी हूँ ना, तो उसको अगर जंप करना है तो वही यहीं पे भी तो कर सकता है ना, यहाँ क्यों नहीं कर सकता है? So this is what was some activity which he was doing, which he was also finding some pleasure out of that activity. There was a smile which was coming on his face and he had no control over that. And the rubric that which came in my mind was that company aversion to desire for solitude to practice masturbation. The way he was behaving, the way Dr. Suvarna also said, or the Sangeeta doctor also said, like, you know, it was a foolish behavior. Whatever he is doing and walking, the way he is walking, the way he is moving his neck, but ये उसका जो neck movement भी था ना, that was also like impulsive था, sudden था. There was no reason for it, and there was no even control over it. Like, you know, वो impulse में ही करता था वो. At the same time, if we understand what mother was saying, कि अरे he is a 13-year-old child, and उसके हाथ में अगर मोबाइल आया तो he will just listen to the songs and watch cricket, nothing else. What is this? अगर if you give मोबाइल, आज तो 7, 8, 10 साल के बच्चे के हाथ में भी मोबाइल दोगे तो वो पूरा मोबाइल एक्सप्लोर कर देगा उसमें से. He will explore all the apps. So many patients, meaning mother come and tell us कि अरे 7 साल का बच्चा है, वो अपने आप से YouTube भी चालू कर देता है, उसको जो चाहिए वो चैनल्स चालू कर देता है, मीनिंग कुछ भी क्राफ्ट का है, आर्ट का है, whatever they are doing by themselves. But ये कुछ भी ज्यादा कर ही नहीं सकता है, करता नहीं है, मतलब so what is coming to our mind is कि he has a limited IQ, you know, he is not able to explore much into it. Okay, तो उसका behavior भी childish है. तो there is जो rubric है हमारे पास में कि the childish behavior, body grows, but only the body grows, not the mind. उसका माइंड एक जो है वो उसमें हमको बहुत ही वो बच्चे जैसा लग रहा है, चाइल्डिश लग रहा है, बट फिजिकली ही हैज ग्रोन टॉल बट नॉट मेंटली, एंड दैट इज व्हाई वी आर सीइंग दिस फुलिश बिहेवियर, लाफिंग सिली. अभी मैं और उसकी मम्मी बात कर रहे तो वो ऐसे बीच बीच में स्माइल कर रहा है. मदर इज ऑल्सो सेइंग कि वो कभी कभी मतलब वो जब भी वॉक करता है तो स्माइल करता है, अकेला रास्ते पे से स्कूल पे आता है तो he is smiling to his own self. And when me and mother are talking, mother is taking something serious. Mother is really worried about this son and not understanding. What time पे भी this patient is smiling, you know, so laughing over serious matters and laughing silly. जो foolish और silly जो ध्यान में ही आ गया था, and poor intellect. So this is what I took it as a prescribing totality, and I prescribed before Anna. So congratulations, Dr. Suvarna. What you got, the foolish this thing, that was true. It was Buffo. Okay. But जो Buffo का ये जो what I said about this ना कि ये what struck to me or where I entered into this remedy was from this company aversion to and desire for solitude to practice masturbation. और एक बार because see what happens the way Dr. Sangeeta also said about medorinum. So if we see there are few things which are characteristic in this patient. One is academically he is very poor, poor memory, poor intellect, poor concentration. Okay, so with that you will come to one group of drugs, but out of that to come to the exact similimum, you need to go to the what is PQRS in this child. And what is more morbid, there is something else. So one was this intellectual part, one was his smiling and laughing part, which was there. The third thing, which was more important, which we were not able to understand, the mother was not able to understand, was his some gestures, some activity that he was doing of walking to and fro, jumping or neck movements, all this, you know, impulses which he was getting, which were very morbid. But so what was it exactly? Agar wo humko thoda sa agar dhyan mein aa gaya, then what would happen is we would come down to a small group of remedy and come nearer to the prescriptive totality and the remedy as it. So before Anna, I will tell little bit about before Anna over here. So what is it? See, if you see the before Anna, it is prepared from the poisonous secretion of little gland which is situated along the back of the toad's neck. This is a toad. Okay. So if you see the size of the head of this toad, it is very small. And you see the size of his body, which is quite large. And that is how the Bufurana has a lot of difficulty with the intellectual development. Okay, because his head itself is so small. And if you see, then Bufurana is a very primitive creature. The toad is a very primitive creature, and that it is not evolved. So there are a lot of animalistic features which are seen in the Bufo patients. If you see, then Bufo patients are not refined. Like you will see that they definitely have intellect which is not developed, but along with that, animalistic features, meaning only they have interest in eating, sleeping, and reproduction, mating. And that is the basic primitive these things, the animalistic urges, which you will be seeing, which is prominently found in this Bufo patients also. The sphere of action of Bufo is usually on the mind, the intellectual faculties, the nervous system, convulsions. It is a very good remedy for convulsion, male and female sexual organs, skin, on the ulcers, and lymphatic system. It has the ulcers of even the lymphatic system, which is seen. Intellectually, they are not developed at all. You will see all the Bufo present in all these rubrics. I have just tried to group the rubrics for the sake of understanding. So you will see childish behavior, body grows, and only the body grows, not the mind. Idiocy with weak memory. If we see in this child also, in our patient also, we will see a lot of features of idiocy, imbecility, weakness of memory, stupidity, foolishness, which we could see. Okay, so stupid and imbecility with sexual excitement, lack of development of mind, foolish behavior, and foolish speech. Concentration difficult, development of children are arrested, they are feeble-minded, they are unobserving, inattentive, they are absent-minded. There is an abstraction of mind and cretinism. What mother was saying ना कि वो अपने में ही मस्त रहता है. वो टीचर को भी लगता था कि वो हम उसको पढ़ाते हैं, उसका पूरा कंसंट्रेशन है कि नहीं, जो हम उसको पढ़ाते हैं उस पे उसका ध्यान है कि नहीं, पता नहीं है. Mother is saying, doctor, when we are also talking, I don't know कि वो अभी उसका what we are talking वो उसका ध्यान है या उसके दिमाग में और ही कुछ चल रहा है. That means they are the people who are absorbed in their own self, and they are absent minded. वो जब भी चलता है वो टाइम पे भी उसके आजू बाजू क्या होता है उसको कुछ पता नहीं रहता है. Then there are definite rubrics on the laughing also in Bufo. Laughing over serious matters, laughing causeless, without reasons, laughing silly, easy laughs or cries, giggling, timidity, bashful in children. जब भी वो मदर बात करे तो वो ऐसे हंसता है और ऐसे नीचे देख लेता है. That is what was his timidity, bashful. The Baraita calf comes very nearer. I thought some of you might come up with Baraita calf. So that type of possibly if you had seen the video, to immediately वो Baraita आता था. But from the intellectual, this Baraita can come very nearer. And if you see the sexual fear, the way we saw that it has a very the action onto the male and female, both the sexual organs and the sexual system. So there is a desire for solitude in order to practice masturbation. Now, what is masturbation? It is an act where a person enjoys that activity, where he is absorbed in his own self and he's not bothered about what is going on around. And that is what was happening with this patient. And that is how what happened is he used to get up when he was sitting with his mother. When he got the impulse, he would get up and he would go inside the kitchen and he would start doing jumping and running and here and there. So the way I have learned from many of the prescribers on the mind method, including Dr. Ashok Mohanty sir, whenever there is any activity which is going on, which is a pleasurable activity for a person, that it may not be actual masturbation, but in order to metaphorically, you can take up this rubric and apply it. And that is how I took up this rubric. Okay, so the Bufo also has mania for masturbation, insanity masturbation from, and they are very shameless. Masturbation during, that is what mother was saying कि उसके आजू बाजू में क्या होता है उसको पता ही नहीं चलता. He is absorbed in his own self and he is like shameless कि what is, there are people around, he doesn't understand, but it is an activity he does for self gratification and he is into that. Shamelessness children in. Okay, also Bufo has not only masturbation, also it has depravity. Now what is depravity? Depravity is, it is morally bad and free from moral restraints. It is like little more than even morals. It is free from moral restraints. मतलब उसको वो restraint नहीं है. He doesn't have that restraint. He cannot have some activity in the presence of the people. But that discrimination and that restraint is absent in Bufo. And that is how Bufo is doing such things in the presence of the people also. And that is how this patient of mine is doing it on the roads, meaning वो वैसे उस तरह से walk करता है. Or even like, when he was sitting in the clinic from the waiting room, he just got up and he went out and started going and walking outside the clinic also. That is what was his depravity. So also the other rubrics are fancy is lascivious, naked wants to be, dirty, lewd talks, sensual, and satyriasis, that is uncontrolled and excessive sexual desires. Also, the Bufo is very aggressive and it has a lot of anger. So anger easily, all these rubrics which are there in Bufo are anger easily, anger violent, anger if feels misunderstood, anger from contradiction, biting, striking, anger from rage while alone. As if वो mother के साथ में जब भी वो बात करता था और mother को भी इसके लिए कि doctor ये कहीं सुनता ही नहीं है, meaning the way he gets angry, the way he used to back answer the mother. And there are behavioral problems, children in, these are also the rubrics which are there in the Bufo about the behavioral problems. Biting, striking, rudeness, cursing, cunning, deceitful, malicious, disobedient, defiant, insolence, rude and disrespectful behavior. This the mother used to feel a lot and she was complaining, isko bilkul bhi matlab ye nahi hai. And the way he was getting angry, and not only mother also, and even the others, one neighbor ka jo bacha hai ya school mein hai ya his brother is there, anybody is there, he just gets angry and fights with them. Then moral feelings, want of spitting in the faces of people, that type of anger which is there in Bufo. That is because of his instinctual जो है ना वो anger आ जाता है उसमें. Childish behavior, mind does not grow. The gestures, one doctor also said about the gestures. Yes, there are rubrics of gestures in Bufo. gesture makes hands, involuntary motion of the gesture makes hands. ये बच्चा जब वो क्लिनिक में बैठा था तभी वो हाथ भी का कुछ ना कुछ वो करता था, उसके हाथ में मास्क था, उससे वो कर रहा था. That time also mother had, you know, meaning taken my attention कि देखो डॉक्टर वो क्या कर रहा है, मतलब उसका हाथ सीधा रहता ही नहीं है वो. So gesture makes hands, involuntary motion of the hands, involuntary motion of the wriggling of the hands, and he walks the floor. Impulse morbid to run and runs about. So the differential remedies which usually comes with the bufo is the Baraita carb and the hyoscyamus. And hyoscyamus enters from the sexual spheres, whereas the Baraita carb can come up from the Baraita carb and also the medullarium, the way the one doctor said, is coming from the intellectual part of it. But Baraita carb is having a lot of inferiority complex, and they are very sensitive to criticism. And because of their inferiority complex, they will not have this type of, you know, violence and aggression, or even this animalistic qualities जो ये patient में हमको दिखा वो हमको Baraita carb में नहीं दिखेगा. So that is how the Baraita carb and hyoscyamus is ruled out. Yeah. So thank you very much, everyone. Mansi, I would just stop share my screen. And I would invite if there are any queries which anybody has. Yes, anyone has any query? Or if you found anything difficult to understand?
Excellent explanation, ma'am. बहुत अच्छा बिल्कुल एकदम बहुत अच्छा सामने आया और अच्छा.
Thank you very much. किसी को मतलब समझने में कुछ डिफिकल्टी हो रही है तो especially in understanding that rubric of, you know, desiring solitude to practice masturbation, कि how we can apply anything of this, you know, to masturbation. I think the way we all are learning mind rubrics and the metaphorically how we are applying the other rubrics like alcoholism and other, similarly on that basis even this will be easier for you to understand. लियाकत सर है और किसी को कुछ any other doctor, anybody wants to ask?
Ma'am, why bufo is like that? Any reason or how do you understand it?
Yes, very good. So that is what I told you, na, कि bufo is where the bufo is prepared. It is prepared from that, you know, secretion of a gland which is situated in the neck of a toad. तो ये जो toad मैंने picture दिखाया ना, toad is an animal. वो animal itself, अगर if you see, then it is a primitive animal. मतलब you had seen toad before so many years. Now, if you see men also, to over a period of this thing, the ages, the men also has evolved, na? Earlier, men also was an animal.
Yes.
So, धीरे-धीरे men evolve होता गया ना? Whereas the toad has not evolved at all. And
upgrade हो गए हम लोग, toad upgrade नहीं हुआ, ऐसा. You want to say?
Yes. So that is how that is why I said कि whatever was the primitive, मतलब बहुत सालों पहले when the nature came into existence, तो वो time पे what was the main this thing, जब भी जो these are the जो ये creatures थे उनका main focus क्या था, तो उनका main focus या उनका life का that was eating, sleeping and mating, reproduction, बस यही, meaning they used to eat on to whatever is available. If they are carnivorous, मतलब तो वो जो insects वगैरह जो मिलता था उसके ऊपर जीते थे. And अगर herbivorous रहेंगे तो plants वगैरह खा के जीते थे. And they would eat, sleep and reproduce. Only this was there. That is why बुफो में हमको वो सेक्सुअल एक्टिविटी भी इतना एक्टिव दिखता है. अगर आप देखोगे ना तो कुछ एक्टिव है ही नहीं उस केस में, पूरे केस में. 14-year-old चाइल्ड है तो ना रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी दिखता है आपको, ना उसमें उसका इतना इंटेलेक्ट डेवलप हुआ नहीं दिख रहा है. दैट इज बिकॉज मैंने बोला ना वो बुफो का माइंड, मतलब हेड देखेंगे तो इतना छोटा है. देयर आर केसेस which are meaning, you know, told in the literature and with some of the doctors कि जहाँ पे एक्चुअल में पेशेंट का हेड छोटा रहेगा एंड बॉडी बड़ा रहेगा, वैसे केस में आप फटाक से दे सकते हैं, स्पेशली इन ऑल द केसेस लाइक ऑटिज्म है या मेंटली चैलेंज चिल्ड्रन वगैरह रहेंगे,
बॉडी ग्रोज बट माइंड डज नॉट वैसा। और मैडम उसका एक वो आदत है ना बैड थिंग्स में ध्यान देने का, और वो कुछ बोलता है ना आजू बाजू में कहाँ कहाँ चढ़ चढ़ के सुनता था किसी। हाँ सर।
तो उसका वो डिस्क्रिमिनेशन नहीं है ना उसको कि क्या अच्छी चीज है क्या बुरी चीज है। और दैट इज अगेन बिकॉज ऑफ दिस इंस्टिंक्चुअल थिंग कि कहीं पे इंटेलेक्ट डेवलप नहीं हुआ है कि अभी ओके आई एम ग्रोइंग, मुझे अभी मेरी पढ़ाई पे कॉन्सेंट्रेट करना है, व्हाट इज माय रोल, व्हाट इज माय ड्यूटी टू डू, आई हैव टू पे अटेंशन टू होम, आई हैव सम ड्यूटी टुवर्ड्स माय हाउस, टुवर्ड्स माय पेरेंट्स, टुवर्ड्स माय फैमिली और टुवर्ड्स स्कूल। मेरा काम है पढ़ाई करना, आई शुड डू दैट। मेरा तो वो पढ़ाई पे ध्यान ही नहीं है, मेरा तो ध्यान यही सब चीजें में जा रहा है। और वहां से मदर उसको बोलती है, वापस लाने की कोशिश करती, तो भी वो वापस नहीं आता है because he is not able to understand what mother is trying to explain.
Yeah, okay, thank you ma'am.
And that is what is his morbid impulse. यही morbidity है ना उसकी. This is not something which is natural, normal नहीं है ना.
At this age, something more was expected, which is not there in
exactly.
the.
उसको मोबाइल अगर हाथ में आया तो क्या करना चाहिए उसने? There are such a lot of things to learn. He did not utilize those tools to learn.
Yeah, ma'am. Thank you, ma'am.
Okay. Sorry. Yes, Manasi. लियाकत सर है कि वो बिजी है?
हेलो मैम।
Yes, sir.
उसका पोटेंशियल फॉलो बोलो ना।
Okay. Okay, sir.
I am listening, Shobha.
I thought you were busy with the visit.
Yes,
sir. Yes, sir. Potency मैंने 1M दिया था.
I'm coming back. I'm the.
Yeah. I started with 1M, बाद में 10M दिया और उसका फॉलो अप में पहले तो उसका नेक मूवमेंट बंद हो गया, एकदम ही नेक मूवमेंट जो हो रहा था वो स्टॉप हो गया। उसके बाद उसका जो वॉक था वो एकदम ही कम हो गया। इट इज देयर बट इट इज रिड्यूस्ड क्वाइट अ लॉट। उसका इंटरेस्ट इन स्टडीज आने लगा। नाउ ही स्टार्टेड, मदर इज सेइंग कि ओके ही सिट्स विद हिज स्टडीज। अभी भी उसको डिफिकल्टीज आ रही है बट ही सिट्स विद हिज बुक्स, ही सिट्स टू स्टडी एंड ही इज रियली डूइंग गुड, मीनिंग कंपैरेटिवली इन हिज स्टडीज। पहले उसकी मदर ने बोला ऐसा होता था कि उसको प्रोजेक्ट कुछ बनाने को देते थे ना स्कूल में से, तो वो बनाता था मगर लेके नहीं जाता था, स्कूल में ही छोड़ के जाता था। तो अभी वो बनाता है, कंप्लीट करता है और स्कूल में लेके भी जाता है। सो आई आस्क्ड मदर व्हाट आर यू अंडरस्टैंडिंग, क्योंकि नहीं वो अभी वो थोड़ा रिस्पॉन्सिबल हो रहा है ना अपने लिए। अभी वो मॉर्निंग में मदर को उसको उठाना नहीं पड़ता है, मतलब एक बार उठाए तो उठ जाता है। ही गेट्स अप, ही गेट्स रेडी एंड देन ही गोस। तो मदर को उसके पीछे नहीं पड़ना पड़ता है। Sorry, so he is becoming responsible.
Hello, madam. After how many days do you wait in such cases for the response and decide the potency, or how to raise or how to go through?
नहीं, हमने वेट मतलब हमने जैसे पोटेंसी दिया है वैसे ही हमको समझ में तो आता है, इमीडिएट रिस्पॉन्स आता है।
Only single dose, ma'am?
No, not only single dose. I have repeated almost weekly. See, there are a lot of this is happening. Whatever is happening with the child, na. This is happening since. Acha, one more thing I think I forgot was this is happening to him since last 3-4 years. 3 years I think. उसके पहले उसको नहीं होता था, बीच में उसको शायद एक हेड इंजरी हुआ था, उसके बाद हुआ. So also Bufo has this, ailments from head injury, which also has been covered by Bufo. And we have our focus is to, bring him out of this, उसका जो कुछ भी है, उसका concentration जो है, वो सब activity पे है. वहां से निकल के उसका concentration उसकी study या जो उसने करना चाहिए, जो उसका duty है, जो उसकी age appropriate है, वो चीज पे जाना चाहिए. And that is what is our objective to achieve in the case.
Yes.
So that is how he needed more frequent repetition. मतलब weekly repeat किया है मैंने single doses. और उसके बाद में मैंने जब भी ऐसे लगा कि उसके बाद में अगर कहीं पे ऐसे लगता है आपको कि फर्दर उसका
फ्लैट हो गया अभी,
हाँ,
कुछ इम्प्रूवमेंट नहीं है, देन यू रेज द पोटेंसी।
देन आई हैव गिवन हिम, तो अभी 10 भी अभी 10 चल रहा है उसका।
तो मैम 10 भी ऐसे वीकली दे सकते हैं कि जस्ट सिंगल डोज दे के
नहीं, दे सकते हैं ना, जब भी आपको
वो भी दे सकते
है ना, you
हाँ,
are
हाँ.
not giving without any base.
Okay, okay.
You are giving definitely on a pure, definite scientific principles that we are giving.
Okay, okay, ma'am. Okay, thank you.
Because there are indications we are giving. Okay, anybody else? Anything else? Yes, Liyakat sir.
Very, very fantastic lecture. Actually, I have very less to speak. One aspect I want to add about that masturbation rubric.
Yes, sir.
See, you all are doctors, right? Grown-ups. Just imagine, what would you utilize your solitude for? Okay, that should be utilized for mating. Okay. And this man seeks solitude for masturbation. Do you understand how idiotic, how stupid he is? You understand? If you have super privacy, now we all know we are hardly get privacy, right? But this stupid person wants to do masturbation. But see the level of stupidity. You understand? So that seek solitude for masturbation is something that you have to take metaphorically also. That this man has been, I get due for very often. आपको मैं बताता हूँ, एक सिंपल इंडिकेशन है जो इसमें मैं यूज करता हूँ। एक तो ऐसे बच्चे जो होते हैं जो 7वीं 8वीं में एकदम ऊंचे हो जाते हैं, आपने देखा होगा, एकदम सडनली ऊंचे हो जाते हैं। एंड वो ना गर्मी की छुट्टी में आप स्कूल से घर गए और नेक्स्ट आप 8th स्टैंडर्ड में और ये लड़का सीधा 6 फीट का हो गया। आपने ऐसे देखे होंगे, देखो आप, यू आर सडनली इतने ग्रो हो गए पहले, और ये ऐसे ही चलता है। हाँ भाई, लियाकत कैसे हो? आई हैव सीन, आई हैव given before to many of my classmates, okay, because I was known as quite intelligent child in school, so I get lots of my classmates and so I have given them, come on, if you're a handsome guy, what are you supposed to do? Do you understand? What do handsome guys do? Those who are 6 feet and all. और ये मतलब they do all that बचकान हरकतें, you know, they behave like child. Okay, so that thing which you don't realize, bloody who you are and what are you doing. हम लोग उसको बोलते बैंड भेजा, हमारे लैंग्वेज में पहलवान लोग होते हैं ना, जिनका हम लोग बोलते घुटने में भेजा है, सिंपल समझो आप, वैसा वैसा होता है ब्यूफो. I must have had more than 100 cases of BUFO where I have not used BUFO in an actual idiot. Okay, not the actual idiot, but so-called अपन बोलते हैं ना माठ, मराठी में हम लोग बोलते हैं डोक्यावर पडला है, माठ है, इसको हम ढ बुलाते थे. मेरे टीचर उनको बुलाते थे नर्मदे से गोटे. नर्मदा नदी में वो पत्थर की गोटे होते ना, तो हमारे सर थे. मुझे आई रिमेम्बर दिस, ये क्या बोलते हैं इसको, एडजेक्टिव्स. नर्मदे से गोटे मराठी वाले जो भी सब समझेंगे, मतलब पत्थर ढ एकदम ऊंचा बढ़ गया, और एकदम समझ लो ना आप लोग कि वैसे वाले आप समझो, या तो फिर ऐसे समझ लो, those who cannot utilize their abilities, they are so bloody dumb. Okay, use उसके आगे dumb के आगे वो इंग्लिश में है ना, तो वो लोगों को मैं, and one more thing I have observed, Shobha, that they are very attached to their mother. Before I have seen, they are very attached to their mother. They are very sensitive if anything happens to their mother. Is what I have understood. Is what I have seen in my practice of. Okay. So मैं complex में आता था before में, but seeing the other things, and before never fails. I tell you, it never fails. And about potency, so yes, of course. But in case if you are a little doubtful, okay, especially in cases like epilepsy, go with LM potency. Okay, instead of going for 1M and 10. Especially if it is a case of epilepsy or a low intellect per se. Okay, जहाँ पर आपको ये लग रहा है So LM40C I have seen to be much useful. बाकी तो you've covered most of before.
जहाँ पे रिपीटेशंस की जरूरत पड़ती है वहाँ पे.
हाँ एग्जैक्टली, जहाँ पर हम थोड़ा सा माइल्डली हैंडल करना है ना, तो फिर वहां पर हम LM में जाते हैं. Otherwise तो 1M before hardly I have used in 6 potency. Only once I had used where the patient had lipomas, so there I had used 6 potency. Otherwise before about 200 only has worked. 30 I have never used in my life. 200 1M 10, not 50M, 10M तक के हो जाता है repetitions. Many times they give before 1M OD for 3 days, 5 days, 7 days. Okay. Otherwise, ICR people potency, then
Potency will surely vary from case to case depending on the pathology and depending on what the case demands.
yes, yes.
Also ऐसा हुआ कि ये पेशेंट का दिया ना उसको मेडिसिन, वो देने के बाद में when he came for the next visit ना, like meaning suddenly I found कि oh he has grown up, and there was a definite कि अरे ये mature हो गया, ऐसा मतलब there was a grown up ऐसा feel आ गया उसके face पे, and his height and weight also both the things increased after giving bufo. तो वो जो childish लग रहा था ना उसमें से एक mature feel ऐसा आ गया after giving. And this we have seen in many similimum कि अगर बहुत जगह पे similimum अगर गया and अगर childish लगता है बच्चा तो उसमें definite आपको changes दिखते हैं.
Yes, very much. Many times we confuse before calcaria. Many times when the child seems pampered, okay, very overprotected. So many times I have seen few of my cases which failed with calcaria I have given before. Okay, because overprotected वाला जो एक feel अपना रहता है ना, overprotected वाला calcaria जो अपन देते हैं, parental protection etc. तो उसमें भी होता रहता है. That is also one reason why
दोनों चीज अवेलेबल है. One is solitude, he needs solitude to practice masturbation, ये भी है, and another rubric is depravity. तो bufo में दोनों अवेलेबल है, both the things are there. And depravity is, that is what it was said कि it is something which is morally not incorrect, and morally incorrect meaning वहाँ पे even much more than morally incorrect कि यहाँ पे they are free from the restraints. मतलब उनको कुछ भी चीज अटकाती नहीं है, nothing stops him कि okay there are people the way, मतलब अभी जैसे लियाकत सर ने बोला, तो जैसे वो अगर masturbation का act है तो usually the people do it in the solitude ना, they do not do it in the public. So if this child, he is not doing actual masturbation, but if he is walking around, वो उसको जब impulse आता है, which is an impulse where he is developing some pleasurable activity which he is doing, which where he is getting some pleasure out of it, तो वो उसको अगर करना है तो at times वो मतलब जैसे मदर ने बोला वो किचन में अंदर जाके भी करता है, but at times even if he is on the road outside the clinic जैसे भी कहाँ पे भी वहां पे भी करेगा ऐसे. So this both the things are, that is depravity. Okay. Okay, Mansi. Anybody or anything else? I think about the follow-up कुछ question था तो वो मैंने बता दी patient का. Yes, Mansi.
Yes,
so
I think.
Here?
Yes.
Ready? Okay, thank you very much. Thank you, Mansi. Thank you, Liyakat sir. Thank you,
ma'am.
One last sentence.
This platform.
Once I had used before in abnormal growth of the child, in vitro, matlab, when the child was in the womb, so head was smaller and body was large. So I have had one experience of that. And we had observed the growth. One case I have. Yeah. So that थोड़ा सा anomaly scan में अगर आता है तो आप before try करो सभी लोग. मतलब when they advise कि शायद बच्चा low IQ रहेगा, so that time you can use that during pregnancy when the mother is pregnant.
Yes.
Before
वो
tending
टाइम
to
पे
the
मुफ्त दे सकते हैं.
yes one
इवन जो स्पेशल चिल्ड्रन रहेंगे ना सर, वो मतलब ये मेंटली चैलेंज चिल्ड्रन, उसमें आई रिसेंटली केम अक्रॉस वन चाइल्ड, वो ऐसा ही है उसका, मीनिंग द फादर इज सेइंग दैट ओनली, यू नो, कि इतनी वो अदरवाइज शी हैज ग्रोन बट देन मेंटली शी हैजंट.
yes
तो
yes.
okay sir, thank you sir, thank you very much Liyakat sir, thank you Manasi. You all also,
Thank you.
Manasi, Vaishali and Pranita, you all are also doing a wonderful work, and all is having a lot of passion. You know, without passion, you cannot do passion for homeopathy. So that makes me very happy, you know, ki, and Liyakat sir ne to definitely a platform kiya hai, but without the help of you team, he cannot do anything single-handedly. So it is everybody in the team also is, thanks to everyone in the team.
Thank you. Thank you so much, ma'am. It's always a pleasurable and wonderful experience with learning with you. Thank you so much for coming.
It's very nice for me also to share. Happy to share. Anytime.
Thank you, Liyakat sir. And thank you everyone for joining. Thank you.
Okay, bye. Thank you.
Thank you, madam, for a wonderful session.
Thank you. Thank you very
Yeah,
much.
thank you, ma'am.
Thank you.